Okay, guys, I'm here to give you my TNA Genesis review. Now, I did have some technical difficulties for the first two matches, but I can review the rest of them. But I do know who won them. So the commentators for the show were Taz, Todd Kinley, and Mike Tenay. Now, I'm gonna actually say one first that this show, wow, just wow, the main event fucking saved this show. I mean, most of the show, the matches were like matches you would see on fucking TV. And some of the matches were fucking shit. You knew exactly what was gonna happen. Let's take a look at the. Okay, sure. Let's get started then. Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez defending the World Tag Team Championships against Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan. I missed this match. I know who wins though. Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez won because Chavo gave this frog splash to Joey Ryan. Why didn't they just put the belt on Ryan and Morgan? Like, honestly, you have no tag teams right now. I think Robbie E and Robbie T you have, but Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. But Kazarian, it looks like Daniels is going in the main event picture. You have no tag teams right now. You barely have any. You should have just had him win to continue this feud. We get a Mr. Anderson interview. He says that he's gonna win, that he's gonna beat Joe tonight, and that he's not involved with the Aces and Eights. So then we get Samoa Joe versus Mr. Anderson. This was like a TV match, but it was an okay match. Anderson would work over the leg a lot. Joe did his like move, the scoop slam, the ST Joe in the corner. He went for the rear naked choke, but Anderson got out of it. Then Mike Knox from the Aces and Eights. By the way, actually, I didn't get to get my thoughts on Mike Knox. Mike Knox is a fucking loser. He fucking accomplished nothing in WWE. He's gonna accomplish nothing in TNA because the Aces and Eights are fucking pieces of shit. And, but anyways, Anderson hits the mic check on Joe for the win after Knox comes out with a distraction. I guess that's fine. Then we have Kenny King interview. He says that, he has been meaning to do the things he did to Rob Van Dam because he thinks Rob Van Dam's gone soft. Then, and he says he's gonna defeat him tonight and take the X Division Championship. So we get Christian York versus Kenny King in the finals of the X Division tournament. This match was a good match. Definitely a pay-per-view worthy match. Christian York did the head scissors on the outside. He did like a calf kick on the apron. Kenny King pushed him off the apron. Kenny King really looked strong here too. He did the roll. I don't really remember the stuff. He did those knees. He did that big drop kick into the corner. Then eventually after so much time of wrestling, he went for the roll up, but then Christian York countered and pinned Kenny King. Then Kenny King ambushes him and hits like a reverse FU like Cena does to Christian York. Then leaves, and then Rob Van Dam comes out. He doesn't want to do it this way, but Christian York makes him. And Rob Van Dam is now defending the X Division Championship against Christian York. The mistake they did is I think what ruined it is if you had the match happen after the other match. You should have waited a couple more matches, then have Christian York come out. But I guess you can't get everything you want, right? But then pretty much Rob Van Dam kind of squashed him. He just hits the 5-star frog splash on him and wins. So that's all I can really say about that part. Then it shows the build up for wait a second. Oh, then we get a Joseph Paulk interview. I don't know why I didn't write that down. He says that he went to wrestling school. He's not competing as a lawyer. He's a wrestler, and he all his Twitter fans are wishing him luck. The interviewer, I forget his name, who was interviewing him, wished him luck, and then he says he can do this. So then it shows the build up for the match between Devon and Joseph Polk. Then we get Devon versus Joseph Polk. This match was shit and it lasted way too long. The shit was too long. All that really happened was the occasional stuff we see with Joseph Polk, kind of like it was pretty much like the match he had with Doc at I think it was No Surrender. I think it was. Yeah, it was No Surrender. It was pretty much like that match they had. The match with Doc and Joseph Polk. Um, but then eventually Joseph Polk gets busted open. He goes abyss-like. And he hits the black hole slam on him, goes for the choke slam. While he has him up in the air, he kind of stops, gets back into Joseph Polk form, and then Devon rolls him up for the win, and then ambushes him after the match. That was really all that happened. Then we get an Austin Aries interview. He said he's going to work together with Bobby Roode because Jeff Hardy does not deserve to be the world champion. And after they get Jeff Hardy out of the match, he's going to fight with Roode to see he deserves to be the world champion. And Austin Aries says that it deserves to be him. And then we get Gail Kim versus Miss Tessmacher versus ODB versus Mickie James versus Velvet Sky. Gauntlet match. Winner becomes the #1 contender for the Knockouts Championship. This match was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. There was some stuff I wanted different in this match. For a Knockouts match, it was fine. It's Gail Kim and Miss Tessmacher start. They have an okay match. Eventually, Gail Kim beats Miss Tessmacher with the defeat. Then ODB comes out. Gail Kim tries to attack her up on the ramp. She runs into her boobs. There was a lot of smack. Pretty much ODB kind of dominates. Smacks the boobs, smacks the ass. Then she goes up on the apron, and then I think Gail Kim knocks her off. She goes like head first, and then Gail Kim pins ODB for the win. Then Mickie James comes out. They have a decent match. Mickie James is the head scissors. Mickie James did a high cross body. Then eventually Mickie James tries to roll him up for the win, but Gail Kim reverses it and pins Mickie James, but I think they say her hand was under the ropes. I'm not sure. Velvet Sky comes out. She just gets tossed into the steps. So then she gets in the ring. Gail Kim dominates. All that really happened right there was Velvet Sky did like a version of a pedigree. It was like a lift up pedigree move or something. I don't know what it was, but that's really all that happened. And then Christopher Daniels and Kazarian are backstage. While they're getting interviewed, they said that they mock James Storm. Then they said they're gonna become the new #1. Christopher Daniels is gonna become the new #1 contender. He's gonna shake his ass and win the match, and James Storm can worship greatness. We get Christopher Daniels with Kazarian versus James Storm. Winner gets a World Heavyweight Championship match on the 24th edition of Impact. This match was pretty good too. Christopher Kazarian shows him that he has a manager's license. James Storm kind of dominates Christopher Daniels for a little bit. Then eventually Kazarian comes in with an interference. Christopher Daniels hands his arm over on the ropes and shoves him into the barricade. Kazarian gets involved a little bit. Then Christopher Daniels works over the arm for like much of this matchup. Then James Storm starts to have a comeback. He goes for the cold breaker. Well, he hits the elbow on him. He goes for the cold breaker. Storm counters. No, Daniels counters into the arm breaker and clothesline. He goes to pin him, fails. Storm hits a spinebuster, cold breaker, all that good stuff. Goes for the super kick. Kazarian gets up on the apron. He gets the super kick. Then Daniels hits a clothesline sweep move on him and pins him for the victory. I think that was pretty good. It was unexpected because I wasn't expecting Christopher Daniels to win. But I guess they're starting to push him a little bit. They're not making him look weak anymore. He looked kind of weak when he was losing to AJ Styles all the time, and now he's starting to look a little bit credible, and I'm happy about that. The match was fine though. Then it shows the marriage proposal from Thursday. Bully Ray and Brooke Hogan come out for a promo. She said that they pretty much just promote the wedding for Thursday. They tweeted this was just time to fail. That's all that really happened. Then it shows Sting versus Dark build up, everything that's happened, what happened to Sting when he got hit with the ball peen hammer and his beat up return and his video package return. So then we get Dark versus Sting. All that really happened was they brawled around the ring. Aces and Eights came out and attacked Sting. Dark dominated for a little bit. Sting comes back. Scorpion Death Drop gives him the Scorpion Death Drop twice for the win. I didn't care for that match because why the hell should I care? I mean, it's just another way to make the Aces and Eights look weak. I understand it's Sting, and it's like the Aces and Eights can't seem to win anything. You could say that they beat Joseph Polk, but it's Joseph Polk. The Aces and Eights can't beat a big name. Look at the Shield from WWE. They beat Ryback and Team Hell No at TLC. But the Aces and Eights, I don't think they've actually looked strong at all since they've gained access into the Impact Zone. So why do you want to be in the Impact Zone? You can't look strong at all. I mean, Mike Knox has already been buried by Sting. Now the same thing happened to Doc. I mean, this is just a piece of shit. The Aces and Eights need to look stronger, okay? If they're going to keep this angle going on until lockdown, make us care about it, because I don't fucking care right now. I honestly don't. I want it to end. So then Bobby Roode gets interviewed. He said he's going to work with Austin Aries because Jeff Hardy doesn't deserve to be the world champion. Then he said that he pretty much does the same thing as Austin Aries except it's reversed. So then it shows the build-up for the World Heavyweight Championship match. Good build-up. Aries said he's not going to work. He's going to fight for himself. That the title's going to mean something once he holds it. Bobby Roode said he's going to start off 2013 in a good year. Absolutely fine. So then we get Jeff Hardy defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Austin Aries and Bobby Roode in an elimination triple threat match for this match fucking saved the whole show. The whole show was at below average. Now I'm gonna say it's average. This match was the fucking match of the night without any questions asked. Kenny King and Christian York was good, but it wasn't enough to save the pay-per-view. Like it made me walk out of this match made me walk out of the pay-per-view in a good note. What happened is that Roode and Aries start double teaming Hardy. Hardy fights him off a little bit. Hardy hits an alley-oop power bomb on Austin Aries, so then he's out for a little bit. Bobby Roode hits a spine buster. They fight a little bit. Hardy goes for a whisper in the wind. Aries pushes him off. Bobby Roode is now outside. It's now Aries versus Hardy. Then eventually it's back to a triple threat match. 3 people. Hardy is trying to fight him off, but he hits that little he hits a leg drop to the gut of Austin Aries. Goes to do the drop kick to the face, but Roode kind of shoves him away. They start double teaming Hardy. Roode does a superplex. Aries and Roode both do things that the double teaming to make sure Hardy doesn't win. Then eventually what happens is Roode goes on Aries has Roode go on his shoulders and give him a super back body drop. But then Hardy counters it and hits a whisper to him on Aries while he's on top of Roode, so he falls too. Then eventually Hardy and Roode, Roode's outside the ring. Hardy's trying to hold Roode so Austin Aries can do a suicide dive on the outside. He hits Roode by accident. Then Hardy and Aries start fighting. Hardy hits the poetry emotion on the out. He did it twice. He did it with an assistant from Roode to Aries, and now he did it with assistance to the steps from Aries. Then eventually Hardy's about to hit the swanton on Bobby Roode. Aries gets involved. They start double teaming him again. Austin, Hardy actually went for the poetry of motion actually on Rude. He gets Rude spears him. Then Austin Aries, while Bobby Roode's holding the legs, Austin Aries does the drop kick, then the brain buster, but he kicks out and Rude can't believe it. Then Aries goes for the 450 on Hardy, and then Rude moves him out of the way, and Aries misses the 450 and hits the payoff on Aries, goes for the pin, can't get it. They fight for a little bit. Aries with the drop kick off the turnbuckle. Rude with the crossface. Aries with the last chancery. Then eventually, Aries is pinning Rude. He's trying to grab the ropes, but Hardy comes in and pins him instead. So then Aries thinks he's eliminated him, but he didn't. Then Hardy hits a twist of fate, standing twist of fate, on Aries. Then he hits it through the ropes, and then he swantons him for the win. Amazing match. Amazing match. Definitely a worth match. Then we get the lockdown ad, and I think that's the next pay-per-view. So this pay-per-view, to start out a wrestling pay-per-view, wasn't the greatest pay-per-view. This was a pretty average pay-per-view, but the main event definitely saved it from being below average. The main event was definitely the match of the night. The worst match of the night, I'm going to have to say, was Joseph Park versus Devon. I didn't really care for that match because it's Joseph Park. He's not a wrestler. It's pointless. At least Devon won because that really made Ace. It still makes him look weak no matter what. But the main event was awesome. The Kenny King versus Christian York match was good. The Christopher Daniels versus James Storm match was good. I can't really say anything about the tag match because I missed it. But the Diva Knockouts match was good. Everything else was shit. Everything else was shit. Oh, and also I should mention that when Sin beat Doc, the Aces and Eights tried to attack him, and Bully Ray comes out with a chain. But we're gonna get the red in this Thursday, so yeah. What the fuck? Fuck that. See you later.